Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to Great Britain here in EU4. And it will perhaps encourage you to hear that the time for victory is upon us. That the moment of our ultimate triumph has arrived. That the opportunity for success and advancement has come at last. Because, I just said all those things, and it all just kind of just fell apart. Because, the Ottomans are now at war with the Spanish, and we were hoping to ally the Ottomans. And now they're fighting the Spanish. This obviously presents a serious problem. Okay, then. Well, then we're just going to rest a little bit. I was really hoping to ally the Ottomans here, and it's a shame because they're at war over Tunis, of all things. All this terrible Berber clay down here. And look at this, the Spanish almost losing to the Tunisians in the highlands, of all places. The Tunisians don't even have cannons. This is silly. Obviously execute the shit out of the bailiff once again. That needs to be like, I need that to be like my channel art, like execute the shit out of the bailiff. That is my identifier now. Murdering bailiffs. Well, since our situation has kind of stagnated just a teensy bit, we are going to build another factory in Essex. Noting that the one in Paris is complete, and we are making quite a bit of production income now. And also noting that our trade income is not as high as it used to be, which is very unfortunate. I'm going to slow down the game just a teensy bit. And if we look at our rebel map mode here, Icelandic separatists getting decently high at about 60%. Danish separatists not rising up that quickly. We do get an event here. We could get yearly prestige for the cost of 10 admin and 81 ducats, and I think we absolutely take that because, hey, it's prestige, and it's pretty great. Alright, we've converted a province. We will now begin converting, not Reykjavik, because Reykjavik is getting a little bit unruly. Now, I find myself asking the question if turning the Arctic islands here into a state is really worth our time. Gascony, of course, now getting crushed by Catholic zealots, of all things. We're looking to be quite sizable here. We're up to 774 development, not including Desmond. It's worth noting. Now, the interesting question here is going to be, after... Oh, this is bizarre. Austria went to war with the French, and then they stopped. For no particular reason. They don't appear to have taken any land. If you look at the province history here, let's see, where is the province history? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, this, So the Austrians fought basically a pointless war with France. They didn't take any land, they just beat them up, I guess? Sure. Now, it's interesting to note that Austria does have a claim on the Ottomans, and if they don't ally us, there may still be an opportunity for us to beat up the Austrians. And that's really what we're looking for here, because they are the last, hurdle on our road here. Now, Edward the... Okay, so it did go to Edward the Seventh. Very nice. We are worried about a personal unit. Why is it Portugal and Austria game? Because Portugal has higher prestige. Okay. Well then. We are worried about a personal union on monarch death. I don't know what determines this. It's always been frustrating to me. Our only royal marriage is with Portugal, it's worth noting. So we're going to marry everyone that we possibly can now. And just pray that we get an heir. Brandenburg. Brandon boy, thank you. They're not very fond of us despite our alliance, so we are going to improve relations with Brandenburg. Because they do not like us. Picking up Tech 13 is very tempting. Military Tech 13. But I think we're going to hold off for just a little bit. We're going to improve relations with Brandenburg. As the Spaniards fight this pointless war. We've maxed out relations with the Ottomans, who are neutral towards us once again, for whatever reason. France, of course, or Spain, of course, having a 41 stack here in Italy, for no particular reason. Hopefully we get an event that saves our monarchy here. Getting into a personal union could ruin this run in a lot of ways. Alright, Brandenburg, who are you fighting against? Pretty small number of troops here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and accept. That's fine. I do believe Poland is on his side in this war, yes. And we'll let the Polish fight this war. We have... The only reason I can really think of that we'd want to help is to, you know, get some army tradition out of it, but getting our troops over there would be kind of a pain, so I don't really see the immediate need if Poland is already... First of all, Poland is Western, and yet Poland is still on Tech 7 admin. And Tech 9 military. Whoo! They're also being an idiot and manually trying to annex Lithuania. Oh, AI Poland. You're silly. You're very silly. Looks like Gascon separatists are beginning to rise. We're going to throw troops on the provinces where they might, you know, sprout. So our manpower is at max. Our aggressive expansion is as high as she'll go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start fabricating claims on France as we can. And then I think what we're going to do is lower autonomy in some of these provinces. Here in Anjou, once this war ends. And once we annex Desmond, we'll probably start lowering things there as well. Lose 1 base tax in Agder and gain 1 base tax in London. Absolutely. That's fine. Agder is a 11 development province. London now a 28. Beautiful province. Our capital of London. Now we are no longer worried about a personal union, probably because we're at war. Now, if we do die without an heir, a noble from the Spanish dynasty will rise to the throne, which is rather unfortunate considering all the work we put into making the Yorkists rise to power. Now, Brandenburg may be a pivotal ally in a coming war with the Austrians, considering, you know, depending on how much clay he takes. The Ottomans were soundly defeated. They are once again friendly towards us. So we're going to stop improving relations with Brandenburg. Now the Ottomans aren't too far behind in tech, however the Austrians have taken defensive ideas. And the Spanish are also beginning to take defensive ideas, however they have not gotten the 15% morale bonus that you get from that. Now the question is, you know, if we attacked Austria, Spain would join. They have a little bit of war exhaustion, but that's pretty much it. Portugal is in a massive amount of debt. If we look here, let's see, who Tunis is still allied with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are 866 ducats in debt. However, they are still the Ottomans. So the question we find ourselves asking ourselves is, could we defeat the Austrians in a titanic conflict? And the question to that is, I don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot, really. If we look at the Austrian army, let's just take a look here. Let's take a look-see. The Austrian army consists of 76,000 troops, and their force limit is only 86. Now, what I don't know is if that incorporates the bonus for being the emperor. Now, if we look at Austria's map mode, Austria has a lot of autonomy. Their country is actually probably a lot weaker than we're giving them credit for. So I'm thinking, you know, it may be time to attack the Austrians. The time may be now. If we get the Ottomans on our side too, then that's another, you know, source of troops that we could further outnumber them and defeat them by. Now, if we look at our Spanish ally here, what is Spain's army like? What do you like, Spain? Spain has basically the same amount of troops as Austria, and we ourselves are at 67,000. So I think, first of all, we need to build the 10 cannons we were planning on building a while ago. And we may even think about improving our other regiments here. Our armies, I should say. Because they could also support more cannons. I am going to mothball our forts once again. And let's not automatically raise maintenance during wartime. Let's just ignore that. Alright, we're going to make 4 ducats a month more. Austria has declared war on the Ottomans. He lost both of his alliances. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to raise autonomy in these territories, because they're useless provinces anyway. We're going to build a grand army. You know, the likes of which has been seen by Europe at this point in time. Alright, Brandenburg has taken the rest of Pomerania. And we're going to gather a little bit more money. We're going to build some more artillery for these regiments here. And we're going to pick up Tech 13, because we finally get some more artillery fire, and we get artillery with better pips. So the artillery advantage that we've been leveraging this whole time has become more important. We're going to take the large cast iron cannon, because, you know, we're going to be all about fire. We're going to, you know, we're going to try to gun down our enemies as much as we can. Now it's worth noting, Austria only has 17,000 artillery regiments. Yeah, you know, 17,000 artillery. You know, men, I guess. You know, you probably divide that by 5. That's probably how many cannons there actually are. And we're going to leverage the English advantage, as we're going to call it. Which is going to be that we just have a lot of money, and we're going to have a lot of guns. And a lot of cannons. That's just how we do it. Now, will this be enough to defeat the Emperor? That is the question. I think we stop building a spy network on France, because we're not going to need it. Now we need to take a look at France's or Austria's allies here. The Ottomans are it's looking like they're being handily defeated by the Austrians, which is unsurprising. The Ottomans are already out of manpower. Austria just being a absolute monster. But we really need to look at Austria's allies. So, let's go and we'll look at the Palatinate, who currently has 4,000 troops and is out of stuff, basically. Tuscany has 40,000 troops. Okay, that's a problem. However, if we weigh ourselves against Tuscany, I think we're definitely the stronger of the two. And then the other two allies that Austria has is Munster, which is basically a one-province minor at this point. Trier has 2 provinces, so they're both basically inconsequential. We do have a tech advantage. The Spanish would join us. It's really nerve-wracking, but you know what? Who dares wins. That's the slogan of the SAS. You know, in World War II. Who dares wins. So this may be stupid, it may be crazy even. But we're ready. We're going to attack the Austrians. The time is upon us. We will raise maintenance on the forts that we will need. I don't know how many forts Austria has here in the Netherlands. However, I'm confident that we will be able to leverage the advantage here. And this is it. This is the moment. The defining moment in history. Let's fight. Here we go. Alright, war with Austria. Liège has somehow 18k troops. Alright, we need to roll another general. It is going to cost us military points. A 1-4 is sort of what we're looking for. Worth noting, we do have the tech advantage on these enemies. I'm going to transfer. Oh, we are under attack. Alright, let's move our army into position here. Our enemy is taking a -1 crossing penalty, which does mean it looks like we're going to win the battle just by those troops alone, but we're going to move in the rest of our troops to defend. And during the fire phase especially, we were just absolutely dominating our opponents, which is exactly what we need. Now where is our fleet? Where is our mighty fleet? Alright, we're going to move them into position. This is a huge war. And we are somewhat we are outnumbered in infantry and cavalry, but we have almost twice as many artillery. Whether or not that proves to be the deciding factor of the war remains, yet remains to be seen. Spain crushing Munster. Now, the sooner we can get Austria's allies out of the war, the sooner we can begin to really leverage an advantage here. We are going to besiege as many provinces as we can here. And my fellow conquerors, my heart is racing. Just absolutely pounding with excitement and fear and terror. For it is only a matter of time before the Austrian army is upon us. How long? As they are still fighting the Austrians. Or the Ottomans, rather. But this could be the war. We do have a very strong concentration of troops. However, it does look like the Spanish are taking losses on the Tuscan front. If only they could transport those troops out of there. If they get stack wiped, that's going to cause some serious problems for Spain. Now, because we didn't take a conquest CB, the war goal is going to be the capital. I don't think there's anything we can do to dodge this army. We can, however, give them a general. I think... Okay, this is crazy. We're going to take this general we just rolled. He's a 3-fire. We're not taking any defensive advantages whatsoever. However, it's worth noting we have much more artillery than they do. So we're going to let a few days pass on this first battle. Now, during the fire phase, they are taking a lot more Oh! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have found the Austrian army. They're taking a lot of casualties. We're going to try to salvage the situation. We really need Spain to come in and help, but he doesn't appear to be making any move to do so whatsoever. Our casualties are mounting. And I don't think the backup army is going to be here in time. Oh, Spain, if only you'd sent your troops, we could have won this battle. We are going to shatter retreat to Paris. They are moving in to fight the Spaniards. We need to move in our army to support them. The Austrians are taking a penalty. They do also have... They do have insufficient support for their cavalry. Oh, this is insane. What a crazy war. Oh, the Austrians taking massive casualties now. We do need some time to reinforce our troops here. On 2nd of June. Alright, we lose 50 diplo power. We have more important things to worry about. We need to get here. We're not going to get here before this stack does. But I do think we can stop the stack wipe. Ooh, this is too close. Too close for comfort. I don't think we can wait any longer. We need to move the troops in. The Liègians taking more penalties. The Spanish helping out. And we are regaining the initiative. And I do believe that was a stack wipe. Beautiful. We have stack wiped the Liègians. I would be ecstatic if we could get them out of the war. However, that doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility. Kick things back up to speed 3. We need to get in there and help the Spanish. And these armies need time to recover. Alright, now the Austrians are moving in with another stack. Alright. This could be rough. We don't appear to have any defensive terrain advantages. Austrian morale is extremely high, however, we do have a tactics advantage over them. Now the question is, can this army hold out for another month? And I think the answer is no. We have to move in the rest of our troops. Oh, this is still so close. There we go. Oh, no. We need 7. Yeah, there we go. There's a 7. There's a 6. Oh. All right. Another victory. Victory still mounting. However, the full weight of the Austrians and the Tuscans is not even bore down upon us yet. And that is extremely concerning. We're nonetheless somehow winning this war. Very slightly, but nonetheless winning. The Austrian army, we do have an Austrian stack trapped up here. We may be able to get to Holland. Can we get there before the end of the month? No, we cannot. Oh shit, I forgot to stop moving that army. Oof. Oh, this is bad. Now, can we defeat this Austrian army? They are low on morale. We'll take the 50, we'll get back 50 Diplo power. It does appear that we are beating the Austrians. However, there's another Austrian stack right there. Oh my god. Oh, the Spanish moving in to reinforce. Oh, this is insane. The body count. The Austrians taking a -2. Spain picked up defensive. He picked up the morale bonus. Oh, this is so close. Is it enough? Is it enough? Yes, rolling a 9. Good job, Spain. Oh, rolled another 9. The Spaniards. The Spaniards have won. And we have driven the Austrians from Holland. For now. Wow, what a battle. Oh my god, this is insane. What has my hubris wrought? Thank you for joining me, my fellow Britishmen. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this war, but whew, this is great. This is absolutely crazy. I'll catch you guys on the next one.